Yo, like that. Power to you.
Yeah.
Because I was never talking to them after that.
Yeah. Nah.
And this is why we have a podcast.
Yeah, somebody would have got hands put on them.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's a lot.
You gotta put some
Damn.
paws on them.
All right. Do you want to do an
Question.
intro?
Yeah, let's go for it. So, Jair, Mickey, welcome to the Wellness Cowboys. We're
Welcome.
so excited that you're joining us today. Lots
Yeehaw.
to chat about. So, okay, so obviously you're identical twins. I feel like the hats definitely help. And the more I've gotten to know you, I feel like you definitely have very unique personalities. But I feel like what I found interesting is that you're actually mirror twins.
Yes.
What exactly does that mean?
So if my brother and I were to look at each other face to face, we're literally basically mirrored. So I was born a lefty, he was born a righty. So that's what makes us mirror twins. And other twins will probably have like a same mark on the same side of their face or like left and right. But in our case, I was a lefty, he was a righty.
It's so interesting. I wonder what you were like in the womb. Like if you were holding each other?
I was definitely not holding him. I can tell
Playing
you that.
thumb wars?
I was beating him up.
so actually, the funniest story is I was baby A and he was baby B. Baby A was supposed to be coming out, but baby B was so impatient, he pushed baby A out the way and he came out first. And for me, I kind of just stretched out and was just kind of chilling in the womb like, finally, I'm never going to get like this ever again.
And is
When
that
I'm
very
out.
symbolic of your personalities?
1000%.
Yep.
He's more laid back and relaxed. I'm more urgent and like get the fuck out the way. Like I gotta get this done.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And then if you're ever curious about how you're looking, like say you've been working out, and you're like, oh, I actually just want to see, like, how does my ass look?
Well, surprisingly, we actually.
How handy would that be?
Well, it's everyone catch this. When I started working at the athletic clubs, and I was working out like avidly, and he was like, "Yo, damn, bro, you look shredded. Like you look ripped. Damn, I wish my abs looked like yours." I was like, "Oh my god."
Guess it's the living
I was like, "Bro, you have abs."
That's so good.
yeah, we're never really kind of consistent in the way we look in a way. Like if he's working out really hard, I'm probably chilling a little bit. But then like if I start working out, I'll look at him like, hey, yo, bro, how I look in this? I'm looking Aki, and he'll be like, you look good, bro. Yeah, we co-sign for each other.
I love that. Well, shout out to the athletic clubs, which is where we met.
Yep.
Do you kind of keep your workouts in sync so that you do develop the same muscle?
No. We actually, some days, like, I kind of focus on my own thing, and some days he doesn't, and some days he can't make it to maybe our coaches' workouts. So he just, like, will do his own thing wherever he's at.
Most of the time, I think I'm more so boxing than anything,
Yeah.
and he'll be more so lifting than anything.
Yeah. I'm more so, like, trying to get big. I'm trying to get bigger than him.
I'm just trying to beat people up.
I'm trying to do both, so.
It's actually interesting. I dated a mirror image twin. And it's the same thing, like their hair part, if they're looking at each other, their hair part lines
Same.
up with each other, like mirror image, one's left, one's righty.
So interesting.
They had very similar personalities, but yet distinctively different.
So crazy.
And the amount of times I went to accidentally go slap the wrong butt happened a lot.
Well, thank God that hasn't happened here. Yo, I would have been livid if that happened with me and my brother.
And that's funny because a lot of people do ask, like, has any of your girlfriends ever gotten y'all mixed up? Like, no,
Nah.
thank God they
Nah.
didn't. Like, so
Yeah, it's just from the back.
Oh.
Like if you're the same build and the same haircut, it was from the back. I'd be like, which one are you?
Well, thankfully, we both have different neck tattoos.
Yeah.
So-
All right.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can't
so
get that messed
you got
up. Yeah.
things to kind of, I'll
Yeah.
tell you a funny story. So one time when I first moved to LA, this was years and years ago, I was the stand-in for Rosamund Pike, and I was dressed like her most days. And one morning came in and just slapped me on the ass because he thought it was Rosamund Pike. And he looked at me and I was like, oh, and he's like, I'm sorry, it's what we do every morning. I'm like, you're good.
Yo, you hear her slapping random asses.
It was actually very nice and kind, had lunch with us every day. So
Oh, the
that's
ass
not a
slap
dig.
was nice and fine. I'm trying to figure it out.
Nice little
We'll
Boston
see if we
gripper.
need to cut that one out. Anyway.
Dane's
I love
gonna.
it.
Yeah, Dane, don't fire me. After
Yeah.
this.
Have you guys ever been in competition of trying to get the same girl?
Mm.
Oh, all the
100%,
time, all the
every single
time.
time. We like to see who can get it, and then we usually say we always look at each other and like,
My face works and yours doesn't.
yeah,
Have you ever had a girl play you both?
Mm.
no, because
No.
we do the playing. You know?
Nah, we haven't had any girls that play this, but we have been with the same girl several times.
I was just about to ask.
Together?
What's like
Don't say several.
No, 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 no,
Several,
no.
several sounds way worse than what it really is.
like at the same
A few.
time? Or?
Nah, absolutely not.
Nah, not at the same time. No.
But like, if she was bored with me, she went to him, and then when she was bored with him, she just went to me.
Have you ever been propositioned? Like, is there
Yes.
a kink for like threesomes with
Yes.
twins?
So what's funny is after Twin Love wasn't my first show, I was on Paradise Hotel before, and one of my co-stars on the show, and I'll never forget this, put up like the questions prompt, and they were like, what are the odds that I could have a threesome with Jair and his twin? And then she sent it to me. I was like, whoa.
Yes,
yeah.
you can.
Oh, and then Nikki and Bree actually said the same thing when we were on their podcast. They were like, yeah, we got a lot of sexual questions about you two in particular. I don't know what, no one else did, but me and my brother were like hammered with sexual questions for some reason.
Yeah, it was really weird and uncomfortable.
That's so funny. So Twin Love was your show on Amazon.
Yes.
And essentially they found identical twins from all across the world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was an experiment to see if you would fall in love with
The same.
the
step.
same twin. So they separate you into different houses
Yeah.
Mhm.
and kind of see how you progress on a weekly
Oh, I didn't
basis
know
to
this.
see if you have the same connection or
So
attraction.
you're not in the same house with each other. You're in separate houses.
Separate houses. Yep.
Did you
So-
pick the same twin?
Well, huh.
I mean,
Well.
we can be kind of candid with it now. I feel like.
Yeah.
So initially, we were trending in that direction, and then certain things happened throughout the season that ended up changing that. So I think out of all the sets of twins, my brother and I were the only ones to kind of venture off and kind of do our own thing.
Got it.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, that's exactly what happened.
We were the only ones that didn't pair up with the same set of twins.
Any of you dating someone from that show still?
No, I'm not, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to word it, but we dated for 6 months post show.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, we should have won the damn money. We lost it. We were the only ones to last that long. So
Me, on the other hand, I was having fun with like 4 other contestants on the
Jesus
show.
Christ.
Do you usually have the same type?
Nah.
What kind of happened to
Jesus. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
What's your ideal type?
Jair's ideal type is
No,
blonde.
no, the fuck it's not.
Look, all my exes came in all shapes and sizes.
Likewise.
Different hair colors. But Jair, there was a trend at one point. Please.
I changed trends a lot.
Huh?
I
Per
changed
season?
trends.
A lot?
Yeah, a lot. So
Nah.
At one verse, at
Okay,
first.
what's the dominating field?
Changed that shit twice.
Dominating film is a woman. That's it.
A woman that is blonde.
Okay,
I can name-
and then I went to brunettes. Okay, like it went from blonde to brunette, and now I'm stuck. I don't know where to go because they
Kayla
all treated me
Taylor
like shit.
Nicolette.
They all treated me like
Kayla
shit.
Taylor
I don't know.
Nicolette.
Time
Do
to
I
go
go
red?
all blonde.
Yeah, I think I might go gingers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Madison is what color? She was what?
Blonde.
All right.
Well, let's ask. You said they all treat you like shit.
Yeah.
What type of girl, regardless of aesthetics, are you going for that treats you like shit?
I'm going for the most toxic, the most annoying, the most terrible. Like, I don't know what I keep attracting. And like, this is why I'm in therapy to figure out how I can date better.
This is the
Because
same
it's
guy, by the way, that has a lover boy tattoo on his chest.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're the problem.
And that's why I'm in therapy. I'm trying to not be the
I do have
problem
a question
anymore.
for you. Do you think that maybe you mistake toxicness for chemistry?
No, so I think one of my biggest issues with dating is I rush into it. I don't really vet the person that I'm with like long enough, and I'm like more selfless rather than selfish, especially in the beginning parts. So I feel like I start to get walked over, and then out of nowhere, when I start switching up, then they get all offended, and now they are attacking me in so many different ways. And
I feel like I can diagnose you already.
oh god,
Yeah, let's hear it.
lay it on me.
It's sounding like there's a. I believe you love,
Yeah.
and you love to love.
You sound
Correct.
like my mom.
But at the same time, what you're feeling for a girl at the very beginning, like when you rush into it and you're in that rush of love and feeling, you can, without realizing, love bomb somebody a little bit because it generally is how you're feeling. and then you're ignoring all their red flags. And then when you start to see their red flags, you pull back from the love bombing because you're now starting to reevaluate.
Oh, shit.
And then that girl goes, well, you're changing up on me. You're a love bomber. And then she switches up on you and it becomes extremely toxic because you both fight for that initial first feeling of when you first fell in love. So my advice to you is take things slow.
Yeah, I'm going to take things slow, but just a little transparent.
Like, not really.
A vulnerable moment here real quick, just to add on to that. I did develop an immense amount of abandonment issues that do play a part in that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in therapy, to try to work through that as well. So I think at the beginning stages, like you're right, like I started doing all the things so that I can make people want me and stay with me. And then when I finally get back to like my normal self or however, it takes people aback, and then it just starts this whole like shit, and now it's toxic, and now they're mad at me, and then I'm like, and then they want to leave, and I'm like, well, there's my abandonment issues coming back all over again. So
have you researched attachment styles?
Yeah, I did, and it was pretty heavy, and that's what kind of really prompted me to take a big step back and from the dating world and just really just focus on myself and put myself in the construction zone kind of idea, because it doesn't feel good when all that at the end you just get left heartbroken and you're like, well, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
And then,
I think at the end of the day, everyone has an enormous fear of rejection, and all you want to do is be loved. So we put all our best foot forward. But I tell everyone, no one can hide crazy longer than 3 months. And that's when a relationship starts to fall apart, because no one can hide crazy longer than 3 months. Unless you're an absolute psychopath. But
I know some of those.
So basically 3 months plus, if you hit month 4, now you're a psychopath.
No, but I think that at the 3 month mark, you start to get a little comfortable, but your true emotions and reactions to things start to come out. You can't hide it as much because you're a little more comfortable, and then it creates issues within a relationship. And if your communication styles are different, and I think a lot of people, I know I did this, I had a therapist tell me, and I was like, don't scream at me, was
Being the psychic?
Was that I got my love fix by, as soon as there became a little bit of an issue in the relationship, I'd walk out the door. And if that person fought for me, I got validated and felt loved. And so I got my fix. But then a therapist was like, every time you do that, you're triggering their abandonment issues. And I was just really taken aback at, oh my God, I've only been feeling about how I need to feel loved and safe with this person, yet I don't realize I'm making them feel unsafe in the relationship. And then after learning this, the next relationship I got into, I told the person that, and they used that against me, because when it did get toxic and I would leave because I needed to leave, he would fight so hard knowing
that's how it'd get you back.
Get me back. So there's a balance. There is a balance, but I think also realizing that at the end of the day, you just want to feel validated that the person loves you as much as you do. And so now, if I get back into a relationship, I will tell this person, listen, I don't ever want to exhibit that behavior again. But if I go quiet and say, hey, I need a break, I want to walk out that door, just say to me, hey, don't. I'm here. I'm fighting for us. Just let's stay here. You don't need to walk out the door, and call me out on that behavior. But at the same time, just like communicate it with me. Don't take it as in me walking out that like I'm giving up on this relationship. My past habit has been, so you will fight for me, and I don't want to put you through that. So I think it's also acknowledging how you trigger the other person and how they trigger you. And if you both can come to a point where you can sit down and work it out.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important, just the self-realization of what your triggers are and the self-improvement. I think that's kind of the first step.
I'm going to therapy as well too. I don't have the abandonment issues as much as my brother does, but I do have trust issues though, which obviously prohibits me from finding something very true and something that, you know, can grow into something genuine. So that's something that I'm kind of working through right now, but I think I like to say that I'm in my selfish prince phase, where I'm
now I'm riding on your coattails on that one.
Just because I personally don't think right now I'm able to give fully to someone right now. I think my focus is to set the foundation for my kingdom. And so then when it's time for me to become a king, then it's time for me to really settle down and stuff.
I love that reference. And I feel like also we've probably read the same book.
No, actually, I heard it from Michelle, who heard it from you. Yo, wow.
You started saying prince phase, king phase. Wait a second.
It resonates, you know, because like realistically, like, and I have someone right now that's like putting their best foot forward, and she's like, hey, like, I really want to do this with you. I really want to do this with you. And, you know, and I feel terrible because I'm like, I'm not really there because I'm really focused on what I'm doing right now. And I then eventually did text her, was very, very candid. And I said, look, like, I personally can't give you what you want right now. And that is very unfair to you.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really, really sorry. So please just don't wait on me. And she pretty much said, like, look, if our schedules align, I still want to see you. And I said, all right, say less.
People respect honesty.
Yeah.
And they might be disappointed in it, but they'll respect it.
Oh, for sure.
Look, I can't, opposed to him, my situation was way, way, way worse. I couldn't even be anywhere honest or anything. So that's where a lot of that abandonment issues, and I guess where now I developed the same trust issues as he's had, where I'm like,
hey, whoa, my trust issues is a little bit different, brother.
Okay, cool.
I gotta say, guys going to therapy, hot.
Yeah.
It's
great.
You could thank our mom for that. Our mom was on our ass.
I think, and that's something that I constantly try to tell my homies to do. Like, me and my therapist were homies. Like, Crystal, she's the GOAT. But it's something that I found currently living by myself and like thinking about, I don't want to be the same 17, 18-year-old rambunctious guy that's in a 28-year-old body. Like, that's literally what I see a lot of guys now.
27,
like,
bro.
You're like, we're about to turn 28 next week, but we're seeing like 35-year-old dudes that are still acting like they're 16 in regards to their relationship. And it's like, dog, you want to talk about toxic, you are literally the definition of it. So
we just want to be the best version of ourselves, and honestly want to make our mom happy, because she's like, I always wanted daughters, and don't fuck this up.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I heard that shit and I started crying. I was like 8 years old when she said that. She was like, I was like, wait, what? You want a girl? You want a girl's mom?
It's so funny how those tiny sentences just stick with you. Okay, so going back to that Prince phase real quick. So to give everyone a bit of context as to what we're talking about, my mom sent me a book a few years ago. She's like, honey, you have to read this book. You need to understand men and how they operate. So this book is the most brutal book that I give to all of my girlfriends. I gave to Michelle, and everyone's read it. Essentially, it says it's not you. Men are in this life cycle of the knight, the prince, and the king. So as they're growing up, a knight is just trying to get notches on the belt. He's just going out there, experimenting with everything. Then he graduates into the prince phase, where he finds his mission, he's on a path, and nothing can take him off that path. So if you're trying to date someone in their prince phase, never say things like, you work too much, or I'm not getting enough time with you because you're always working, because men, they need to fulfill their purpose to then get respected before they enter the king phase, which is when they, in their mind, feel like they've reached a level of success that they can then provide for a family.
Oh, shit.
And obviously in New York, those ages are higher and higher because the cost of living and the measure of success is so much higher in these big cities. So how do you date someone in their late 20s, early 30s, in their prince phase before... You can't just wait around until a guy's in his 40s to enter that king phase, where all of a sudden he just walks down the street and goes, I'm ready, you'll do.
I think seeing a lot of my friends, and like to your point, I think like especially in New York, some of them are in happy relationships, and there are a lot of work in progresses as well. Like I think they're making that transition from being a prince to a king. And obviously with that transition, I think there's a lot of rough patches, especially with that relationship. Like,
well, some of our friends, though, are still in the night phase, still dating. And that's also the issue.
Yeah. And like they think that they want a girlfriend, but they're still in the night phase. Or if they think they're in the king phase, but they're really in the night phase. Like it's just so much like ambiguity between all of like even my friends, I'm just using that as a sample size. I'm not going to speak on men all over the world because I'm sure there's some amazing guys out there, as much as there are terrible dickheads out there as well. But it's tough. I think that you're just trying to find a work in progress where I'm like, for instance, I'm like, damn, I'm about to be 30 in 2 years. I need to find a girlfriend now so that by the time my kingdom is set, I could just propose and then we could start. So like I could find
Also
like my ride or die.
Also because mom's on your ass because she want grandkids.
Yeah, my mom does grandkids.
See, I have like a different outlook to, like, in a sense, as a woman, we have a ticking time bomb, so to say.
Yeah.
Society tells us that we need to have kids by a certain age, and all these things. And so many of my friends, our friends, been freezing their eggs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I approach it as I would rather wait and find my best friend and someone who at 70 am sitting on a back porch absolutely just dying laughing at how old we are than finding somebody who ticks certain other boxes, but you can then end up having kids and having, settling. And the way I look at it is it will happen, but I have been the single the longest I have in a long time. And I say this to all my friends. What changed my outlook was, imagine someone said to you, in 6 months, or it could be a year, whatever it is, let's say in a year, you're going to find the love of your life and get married, right? Guaranteed. Stop looking. You're going to meet them. How differently would you live your last single years? And to me, it's not about going around dating people. It's I wake up when I want to wake up. I go to dinner with my friends when I want to go to dinner. I wear and do what I want. I go be by myself because I know for the next 50 plus years of my life, I'm going to have somebody else in my life that I'm sharing everything with. Then you're going to have kids. And you're going to look back and go, I wish I savored the moments I was single because time passes by and time passed by is gone forever. So I look at it as I'm good. I'm chilling. He'll come around when he comes around and I'm looking for a best friend and someone I can like actually live a life with. And in the meantime, I'm going to do what I want.
Well, thank you for that, Monica. I'm going to be single forever. I'm locked in. That's it.
Yeah, I've been single for literally quite some time now. And I have to say it's probably one of the greatest because we make fun of our friends all the time that in relationships because we'll text and say, hey, guys, let's go grab dinner on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then like, hey, one of our friends would be like, I can't because my girl has this plan for me. For me personally, I like the fact that I do everything on my own time.
Yeah.
I don't got to check in with nobody. I don't got to do anything. I mean, it would be helpful if somebody were around that can help me build that kingdom or set the foundation for that kingdom. But at the end of the day, like
that's not their responsibility.
That's not their responsibility. It's me, and I really need to focus on that first before I can give my all to somebody else. So that's where my thought process is.
Yeah.
I completely agree. So coming off a dating show, did it make dating easier or harder for you guys?
10 times harder.
Harder.
How?
Because they think of me, especially all the tattoos, especially the Loverboy one, they think I'm a walking red flag. Not only one dating show, but 2, Loverboy tattoo, a fitness trainer. I'm just checking off all the boxes as a walking red flag. But I'm a really nice guy. Really nice guy. I promise.
Yeah, I think it kind of got a little bit harder for me because like after when we got off the show, we had to keep it a secret for like a year or so.
Yeah.
Wow,
So like
such a long time.
Yeah,
it was tough.
It was so during that period, it was actually great because now like I was able to have that confidence when there's a camera in front of you and you're like, I can't look like an idiot. I gotta be confident or whatever. I think it was easy to translate that for that year time span. But once that show dropped, it wasn't even like I'm over here asking girls out left and right. And then they're like, oh, so you haven't, I'm guessing, no, let me take that back. They'll say, you didn't find anybody on the show, did you? And I'm like,
TBD, watch this space.
yeah. And I'm like,
got an NDA, babes.
Yeah. I'm like, can you just watch the show? And they're like, well, you're asking me out on a date. So clearly it didn't go well for you.
Yeah, it was very hard.
And I'm like, all right, we're not going on this day anymore. You have a great day. So it was like really, really hard because that's what a lot of people were trying to bring up. And it's like, I'm not even trying to talk about that right now. I'm still human.
You
know?
Get the scoop.
I dated one girl and she was like, every 2 weeks, I don't know if I could trust you. And I'm like, why? And she's just like, everything just seems too good to be true. You literally are on a TV show. Like, you tell me you couldn't find anybody. I'm like, it's a dating show. Like, relax. And it just kept happening for months. And I was like, yo, I can't do this anymore. So, like, that was really bad. And then now it's one of those things where I kind of refrain from even bringing up on dates because it literally feels like I'm putting a target on my back or just setting myself, like, going down 30 points before the half. And I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm not trying to make way back. And even though people feel confident, like, for instance, I was seeing a girl when Twin Love did drop, and she was like, "Oh, I'm confident. Like, I don't care about that show. Like, I'm gonna watch it to prove to you that it doesn't affect me." And then as soon as she watched it, her whole head just started spinning. She was like, "I don't know if I could trust you."
Well, you were very in love on the show. It came across. So I feel like that it would be hard to see on screen falling in love with someone
but
else.
it's before he met her.
True.
And I think as well, I get wanting to watch it, but it's like, do you need to, like, be happy in what you have right now?
But my argument to that is, what if she saw the way you were treating her and you weren't treating her the same way?
Ooh, you're getting called out by young bro.
No, but here's the thing.
They're not together anymore. So
How about this? Here's the political answer to that. It's TV. They edited and chopped it up.
I am curious.
Babe,
about
I didn't
that.
give her the flowers.
They gave it to me and told me to do it.
They AI'd it in.
Yeah, it wasn't me. They told me to do it.
It was my brother.
deep fake.
Put my tattoos on him.
I am curious though on those shows, how real and authentic are those relationships?
100%.
100%. Because you got to think, they removed us from our own original environments and they brought us all together. And we're there just knowing those people. We have no phones. It's just an experiment. So I have to get to know, in this situation, I had to get to know Madison. I had to get to know all the girls in my house, Kara, Bailey, everyone. So imagine that you're in jail with the opposite sex. You're literally everyone.
That's your reality.
Your hormones are going up. Like, you have no one to talk to outside. You can't even check in with your confidant or your twin.
You couldn't even speak.
To see, like, if there's something that you want to do. So, like, you're the feelings are 1,000% real. So then, respectively, when me and Madison did go home and we were living our own lives, we realized it was a lot more complicated than we thought it would.
Yeah. Do you feel that if you met in the real world, you would have had a relationship with the girls that you guys did?
It's a fucking great question.
You took too long, so no.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
I wouldn't say dated.
Wait, say that again.
I won't say dated.
So, okay, now looking back at everything, knowing everything that you know now, would have you still gone on the show?
100%.
1,000%.
I learned a lot more about myself being on that show than probably any other experience.
What did you learn about yourself on the show?
That it's okay to be vulnerable. Like, they didn't show it, but I did cry on there a little bit. But I put myself in a position that I hadn't put myself in for a good, like, 5 years. And I realized that it really wasn't that bad, which then helped me in the real world, essentially, and say it's okay to be an empowered, sensitive soul.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think, and the other thing too that it really helped with was that we all were able to finally figure out that we can live without our twins. We can have our own lives and separate our own lives. And I have my own identity and he has his, because all of us had the same kind of situation, but ours is a little different because we were asking everyone on the show if, like, hey, how do you guys feel if they group you guys together? And everyone's like, oh, we don't care. But for us, we realized, like, it was always more of a deterrent and damaging to our relationship when they kept grouping us together. Because I'm Jair and he's Mickey. But everybody else was like, yeah, I'm so happy. So for us, we realized, like, it's okay for us to be separate. It's okay for us not to, we are twins, but it's okay to live our own lives and do our own thing. So
and together, we're stronger.
Yeah, and that was the other thing, because when we were separate, we're like, damn, like, it is what it is. We're going to miss each other. When we got back together, we realized, like, oh shit, dude, I fucking love you, bro. Like, let's take on the world. Like, we could do anything together. We only got this opportunity because of each other. So that was a big, big lesson learned from a show like this, for sure.
Yeah,
So nice. I just got tingles.
Yeah.
So in your day-to-day lives, are you quite attached?
No, we don't even. We live in the same city, but we don't even.
We barely see each other. We see each other at work more than we see each other outside.
Yeah.
Do you have the same group of friends?
Yeah, for the most part.
So if one of you goes and hangs out, like goes to the bar, hangs out, has a couple drinks, the other one's not invited, are you like, what?
Well, so here's the thing. I live closest to all of our friends.
Yeah.
So I literally live the building over. So I walk 30 seconds just to see them.
Yeah,
He has to
always
take a
done that.
10-minute car just to come over to see us. And sometimes, like, from our day, if he's too tired, he's like, yeah, nah, y'all got it. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Do you have each other's locations on your phone?
Yeah, I think so.
We do.
Usually, sometimes we used to hide it a lot because we're just like, yo, it's
Hi-
like,
That same girl.
No, this is weird.
Same girl.
yeah, it's like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Why are you looking at
No,
my
because I'll be like, I'll text him and he doesn't answer. I'm like, let me see where he's at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's at home. So I'll call him like, what the fuck are you doing? So that's why he's like, yo, I'm turning this shit off.
Yeah,
I don't want to
minding
do
my
this shit.
business. Do not disturb. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you ever have, say, a girl that you're dating and you're fighting, call up the other twin to help
Yes.
give advice, and
Nicolette.
you're just like,
was
leave
more-
me out of this.
Yes, it was more so
My
his
girls
girl
were doing it to
to
him.
me, and I'm just like, yo, I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna give you a quick story, but basically, my brother was on Paradise Hotel. I was supposed to be on the show, but because the producers sucked at their job, yes, I'm gonna say that, they didn't put me on the show. So I ended up getting sent home. So as I'm getting sent home, I'm on the phone with his girl. And she's like, oh my God, how is it? And I'm like, oh, it was great. Yeah, I'm in Houston right now. I can't wait to be home. And then next thing you know, she goes, I can't believe he was on there kissing a whole bunch of girls. And I'm literally like, yo, look, check this out. That's for y'all to talk about. I'm actually glad I'm out of this fucking like fancy prison. So can you just hold the tears just a little bit and save it for him? Because I'm not listening to this right now.
Well, for context, so that they understand, when I did go on Paradise Hotel, I did have a girlfriend.
Yeah, she did have a girlfriend.
So that's why she made that phone call. It's like, and I want to make this very clear. When I bought it up to her, she goes, oh, go secure the bag. Go make the money. You'll make money for us. So
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
you
okay.
gotta know no good is coming from that.
Yo, I was trying to tell him, like, are you sure? She goes, I was like, I promise you I won't sleep with any girls on there, but I
I'm
will
gonna
have
tell
the
you something
kids.
right now. If you gotta ask your partner, are you sure? You already know the line.
Yeah, you already know the answer.
Yeah.
Hey, look, but you had to, that was her out. That's it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was a reassurance that you thought you were okay with it. But here's the crazy part: if I won the $250,000, she 1,000 would have been okay. She would have been okay.
Yeah, all that kissing shit would have
She
been
would
fine.
have been like, "Yeah, do what you got to do."
Wait, he kissed who? Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Every
Turn
turn
the
the
ball came.
Would you go on another show?
I would go on another show, but not another dating one because 3 is unreal.
No, nah, that's just.
I
I think I can find love outside of reality TV shows now.
That's putting you in a whole nother realm of.
Yeah, I think I'll do like more of a fitness one or a challenge one, like The Challenge,
Yeah.
where I know I'll beat up Johnny Bananas.
Although I feel like I can see you both on The Bachelor.
Okay, I can't do The Bachelor.
They can't do it together. Oh no, wait. What if they're both the Bachelor and then the girls?
Yeah. That's what. Yes.
Look, put me on The Bachelor. I'm telling you, we'll have the best season of all time.
I personally, I'm against being on The Bachelor.
Why?
I think it does give you like a catapult to stardom. However, I feel like you have to uphold yourself into this, like,
Speak for yourself.
Like you have to now be like so correct, politically correct, emotionally, like everything. Like you can't even sneeze in public and a booger's in your nose before you're all over Instagram or all over something.
Look at that booger in Jair Bernier's nose
and then
after
like
he just sneezed
like
at a
you're not-
Starbucks.
I feel like you can't be a human
Like
being.
the girl that went to drink the champagne, like she went to drink at the bottle, just went all over her face.
And everything's a
Yeah.
meme.
You're like
so-
you're not allowed to be a human being. Like you have to, and I think it would drive me more crazy than anything.
Yeah.
Where like these little smaller shows where I could still be myself on the show and off the show, where everyone's like, yeah, no, that's you. Versus if I go on The Bachelor, I'm gonna be like, hi, I'm Jair. I'm so happy to meet you. Like I'm meeting
I
a fucking
am a
robot.
robot.
Yeah, I'm a robot, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
You guys have personality. You got to show that.
Have you developed on purpose certain traits maybe to
Counteract each other.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So that kind of goes into the whole therapy thing of grouping us together. Because in one scenario was a few summers ago, we had seen a kid that we haven't seen like in years or whatever, and my brother like walked up to him and he's like, "Oh, like what's up, bro?" Like with a whole bunch of energy, and he kind of was just like, whoa. So like I saw that and I was just like, all right, so now I gotta walk up to him and just shake his damn hand because now he's gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, both y'all like jump through the roof or whatever." So we'll notice different things like that, but then also like we carry the same characteristics. It's just sometimes one's more amplified than the other.
Yeah.
So it's not like one is dormant and one's not. It's like no, we typically feel the same way. It's It's just like one feels it way more than the other.
So like we can't both be too energetic. Like only one of us can be rambunctious. Because if we both are, it's going to be too much for one person or as many people. But then now, if I'm rambunctious, he knows, all right, I have to be more stoic so that we can keep the balance amongst everyone. And then there's other situations where it'll be like, he's rambunctious, and now I have to stay stoic. And then and here's the thing, we just automatically know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, yo, chill out. It's like, okay, I see where he's going right now.
So let me
He
let me
needs the
just
floor.
chill.
He's got the
Yeah, I
floor
was like, let
today.
me just chill so that he can take it, and then
Yeah.
I'll let him have it. Because we did notice that it would be like the twins, and then it would be like, well, Mickey did that. I didn't do that. And then it was like, yeah, but the twins. I'm like, again, it was my brother. It wasn't me. So we needed to find a way where we could differentiate ourselves. And I think it's more situational than anything.
Yeah.
Because if we were together, we're literally the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's similar to when you are in a relationship with someone. If someone's feeling low or down, you kind of make up all the energy and vice versa.
Right.
You kind of feed off each other in how that other person's feeling. So totally makes sense.
Not gonna lie, that's one thing that we did say on Twin Love was we've been dealing with each other for so long. It's literally like dealing in a relationship because we have to know how. I have to know how he's feeling. I have to communicate the way he likes and prefers to be communicated with. However, vice versa, we have to compromise a lot.
So
a lot.
And I think that's a really good way for us to transition into that relationship with somebody because we're practicing it with each other.
And my biggest fear, though, not even gonna lie, because I think about this all the time, is when we do find our significant others, that our significant others will replace like each other.
Yeah.
Like I feel like mine would replace my significant other, would replace his, and his will replace mine. Like that is my biggest. That's my biggest fear. I don't want that to happen, just because like I know, but I'm just saying like you don't know. We don't know what's. I know obviously we won't let it happen because it's us, but you don't know what girl can come in between us. That's all I'm gonna say.
So
I would never let a girl get in between.
Yeah, likewise.
So from the experiment you did on Twin Love, do you think that falling in love with another identical twin couple would actually be preferable?
1000%. I think so.
I wouldn't, just because part of my experience on that show wasn't like that.
Yeah, I could see why he says that, but then for me and my situation, it was enjoyable.
To put some in perspective for you, the set of twins that I ended up being with towards the end of the show were very, very, very close. Like even when they were like in the same hotel room before they got on, they were sleeping in the same bedroom, sleeping in the same bed rather. There's 2 beds in there, and they were still sleeping in the same bed. And they end up mentioning how like, oh, like so one of us is gonna be third wheeling while you guys are on a date, and like, and in my head I'm like, am I gonna have to pay for you too? You know what I mean? Because like now I'm like, all right, you know, it might get a little expensive dating you. So at that point now I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I could date another twin, because like if your twin gets involved, I'm gonna just be like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I see that.
Have you guys ever pretended to be the other one?
Oh, all the time.
There was this one girl in college. I did not want to talk to her ever again. And she came to my frat party.
He's an asshole for this story.
She came to my frat party, and her and her friends cornered me. And they're like, you fucking asshole. You ghosted her. They're repping me a new one. And in that moment, I'm like, all right, fuck. I need to get out of this. What do I say? I go, guys, I'm Mickey. Leave me alone. They go, where's your brother? I'm like, he'll be here in 5 minutes. So then Mickey walks through the door. They all beeline at him.
Rushed.
Yo, I got him so fast. And I took out, I literally, so fast.
They're like, Jair. And I go, and I just start busting out laughing. And then I literally turn around and he's like, deuces, yo. And I'm like, y'all are so stupid, yo. He just left. I'm Mickey. And they're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, my phone was blowing up. I was like, block.
I could not stop laughing. I was like, yo, you're a scumbag. That was so good.
That's actually genius.
Hell yeah. I literally, my back was against the wall, literally. And I was like, fuck, I need to get out of this. So yeah, thank God I'm a twin.
We also do it sometimes too when we have if one of us loses our ID card.
Yeah.
just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, let me get your ID, bro. Like, here you go.
One takes a passport, one's got the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we went to a bar a few summers ago and my license expired. His didn't. And I went first and I was like, here you go. They go, yo, your license literally expired today. And I'm like, shit. And I'm looking at my brother and he goes, I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know how to help you. The bouncer literally looks at him. He goes, wait, are you guys twins? He goes, yeah. He goes, give me both your IDs. He looked, he goes, yo, Billy, we got twins in the line. Yo, you guys are good to go. So then now, when we started showing up again, they go, the twins are here. Come on in. The way in line. Come on in. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
It happens all the time.
There's a lot of perks being a twin.
Yeah.
So I had recently a psychic, while I was on a date with someone, we decided while we were drunk to go get our palms read. And the first thing she goes is, you're going to have twins.
God bless your soul. God bless you.
My buddy is not, no. I don't,
Efficient.
no, don't want twins. But
Wait, why? Excuse me. What's wrong with having twins?
do you want to push out 2 babies and grow them in your belly?
I physically can't.
I can't, so I can't imagine.
No, I mean,
Get it done in one shot.
No, that's the thing. There's a lot of pros to it, but it's just the 9 months leading up.
Hey, look.
Bedridden, can't even get up. I hear my mom's story about when she had my brother and I.
You're not making me feel better about it.
Hey, look, I'm just giving you the realism.
Twins are blessings.
Any child is a blessing.
But double the blessing.
I wonder if IVF you can implant twins. You can?
Yes.
Do you think people do it to be efficient?
Maybe if they've got what do you call it?
Oh, wait, I definitely got to think about that.
A carrier.
IVF might, I don't know if it actually can be. I feel like you can.
Now you
don't
can
see
choose
why
the
not.
gender.
Yeah, but
You can
if
choose
the
the
gender. I don't
characteristics
know why
of
you
the-
can't choose.
You can
Yeah.
choose the characteristics too, like blue eyes, like all that stuff too.
Wild.
Apparently Elon Musk did all the genetic testing. He's like, this is my smartest child out of this batch.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
it
that's
is
a little crazy.
Do you have any telepathic?
All the time.
All the time.
What are some examples?
Jair was playing ultimate frisbee in gym class, and he went up for. He's an idiot, but
It wasn't me.
he went up for a frisbee, and he kind of tripped and fell.
No, someone took my legs from underneath me.
Someone took his legs from
Look
underneath.
at you talking
him.
shit in the middle of the story. All right, so I went up, got it. Somebody took my feet from underneath me, and I slammed my foot into the ground. And then when I had to go get an X-ray because I had a major state track competition coming up, when we went, they were like, "So we got your X-ray, and it looks like you broke your foot in this one specific spot, and it just never healed correctly." And then they go, "We all just stopped." It was me, my brother, and my mom in the room. It was just dead silence. She's like, "Doctor's like, what's going on?" And we're like, "He never broke his foot."
I'm the one that broke my foot.
Wait.
I literally was
Swear to
like,
God.
we all just stopped.
We all
and was
just
like,
stopped, and we just started laughing. As they were like, she was like, "So you never needed crutches?" I was like, "I've been walking perfectly fine for
I'm
my
the-
entire life."
and
He
I'm
was
the one
like,
that
"He's
needed
the only one that
crutches."
needed crutches for that same foot."
I broke my ankle when I was in 5th grade, so it was like years before that, and I know it didn't heal right because I was also running with that. Yeah.
But to confirm, you got the X-ray.
yeah, I
and
got the X-ray, and it said that
He
he
broke-
had the fracture.
Yeah,
But it was
I had
my
a fracture,
break,
but he had
yeah.
it. They said, "Yo, your foot was fractured and never healed correctly." And I was like, I've literally walked. I've never walked with a limp. Never in my life. Never walked with a limp. Never. I was like, "Mom, I need to go to the hospital." "Mom, I feel like my foot's broken." Not once in my life did I ever have that.
that is bonkers.
Yeah.
Another one was we were, I think, in 2nd or 3rd grade, and one of us was sick. I think my brother was sick and I wasn't, and so I went to the nurse's office and I said, "I'm sick," and they're like, "All right, well, like, do you want to go home?" Like, yeah. They're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Jair," and so then like my aunt came to pick me up and she's looking in the back seat. She goes, "You're not Jair." And then she goes in and then actually checks in and he's actually really sick. So then she ended up taking him home too and then called my mom and was like, "Yo, you won't believe what just happened."
Yeah.
Like, Jair isn't doing well, but Mickey somehow knew
Wow.
and literally said that he was Jair and was sick. So
The twins on our show,
Same
actually, Andrew and Matt had an even crazier story where
Yeah.
Matt was getting surgery, or Andrew was getting surgery. I forgot which one was getting surgery. His appendix removed, and his twin felt it and woke up in the middle of the night screaming in pain.
yeah.
And then I forgot which. Maddie and Gabby. Maddie was singing a song in the car. Their parents were calling each other because Maddie was with the dad, Gabby was with the mom. Parents called. They both were singing the same song.
Wow.
And they weren't with each other all day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That happens all the time.
That happens all the time. It's weird. And like
It's weird for you guys, but it's normal for us.
Well, I have that somewhat with dreams. Like, I dream things before they happen all the time. And my mother, so I had a dream. First, I had a dream that my mother was talking to me and she's like, "You're hurting my heart." And I was like, "What?" She's like, clutching her chest. She's like, you're really hurting my heart." and I woke up with like sharp pains in my heart. And the next day I got a phone call that my mum was in hospital. They thought she had a heart attack, but she had a tear in her heart. She like lifted a wheelbarrow and had a tear.
Oh, fuck.
And then I had another dream that my sister fell in a flight of elevator, like the elevator dropped, and she hurt her back, and I like couldn't get to her. And then about a week later, I found out my sister was in an elevator fall and hurt her back. And like that's one of 200 stories that I have. I've dreamt a breakup the night before, like with a boyfriend, never fought in our lives. It was my birthday. I had a dream that we broke up and that he just switched on me. And the next day he like woke up, gave me a present, did this beautiful video, and he just looked at me and goes, I don't think you love me as much as I love you. Oh, and I was just like, and it just started a conversation and we broke up.
If you ever have a bad dream and my brother aren't in it, please just keep it to yourself.
I dreamt that a girlfriend, her boyfriend was cheating on her with his ex. And I said to her, because she always was like, you are a psychic, you have dreams, they come true. And I was like, you're not going to believe what I dreamt last night. I dreamt my boyfriend was sleeping with his ex, and she called him up and bluffed him, and he admitted to all of it.
Well, okay, so
Wow.
I don't know. You should be a psychic yourself instead of going to psychics on your own.
Any good dreams?
Yeah.
Hey, can you dream about me being a millionaire?
I'm trying to dream that on myself. Any day now.
That's great.
I also went and saw the psychic that Monica and a lot of our friends see. And the first thing she asked me was, oh, so there's been a bit of a change. You're doing a business, creative venture with one of your good girlfriends. I was like, yeah, actually, that's true. She's like, oh, yeah. And she started talking about like Monica exactly. It was wild.
I called her.
I was going to say, did you talk to her? No?
Don't Nikki, no.
No.
Okay,
No,
that's scary.
She did dream about it though.
We're not allowed to see psychics because our grandma was against them.
Really? Why?
Well, my family as well. My dad's a Christian pastor.
That's why.
Yeah. So it's to them, it's demonic as well. It's evil, things like that. But I find it interesting. I don't rely on it. I do feel guilty every time I've ever had a reading. But I will say this. Every psychic has told me that my future husband has thick hands. So every time I meet someone, I'm like,
Oh my God.
amongst other things.
I'm disqualified.
You're only looking for the thick hands.
Thick hands.
Every single guy now she
No, and apparently he is extremely kind.
extremely kind.
He-
So he's definitely not a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a cowboy to take me up to a ranch.
You go to Texas.
There you go.
Go to Texas.
Texas, you got it.
Yellowstone, baby.
Can you see yourselves in New York long term?
No.
Because you're from Philly.
No.
Well, we lived in Philly the past 10 years.
Oh, right.
But we're from Jersey originally.
Yeah.
But honestly, what I'm going to say next is going to piss a lot of people off. I see
Hear it.
myself in Australia, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Australia is actually one of
You
the
would love it.
end goals just because fitness is insane over there. Food is 100% natural. And just
Yeah.
the lifestyle is amazing.
Yeah.
Just speak for yourself on that one, buddy. They got snakes and kangaroos over there.
You know,
Have you seen that video of the kangaroo almost drowning that dog?
And you got his shit pieced up.
Yeah,
Kangaroo don't want to see me in the streets of
Yeah,
Australia.
but don't worry, you're surrounded by Australians. You just hook that.
Yeah, look, I'm like,
I think I don't know. I see myself being like probably like in LA or like maybe Jersey.
I'll be in LA for a bit and then I'll probably I have to leave the States.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I can stay here forever.
See, home to me is someone, not somewhere. So, like, I feel really free that I can end up anywhere and that my home is with my person. So,
Wow.
I feel like really free on that.
So deep.
You may.
I'm
now,
sorry, but
now,
I'm about to fucking steal that and be like, look,
bro, you
you're
just told me to
home
be
me.
single forever.
You got abandonment issues? I got a home, baby.
Yo, you just told me to be single forever, and now you're saying home is somebody else. Now you want me to go find home? Like, come on.
Yeah, like-
can you be my home,
I
please?
feel like if you find home within someone, you can create a house anywhere and a home anywhere.
I'd be moving a lot.
Instead of
like
trying to
you're-
like set that I want to live here and I've got to find someone that fits that bill. Instead, I'm trying to find someone who fits me. That
feel like
came out
that's-
so wrong.
Fits you.
That sounds
I feel like
wild,
that's such a
actually.
nice-
I think I know where you're going with
Yeah.
that. I put it together.
Shouldn't
That
have
could
came
go
out
two
my
ways.
Yeah.
You Aussie, from New Zealand?
I spent 10 years in New Zealand, but
Okay.
I was born in Australia.
Okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
Melbourne or Sydney?
So born in Perth, moved to Auckland, New Zealand, moved back to Sydney, finished school, then to LA, then to New York.
Oh, awesome.
But I have a bit of a Kiwi inflection in my accent, so everyone thinks I sound more South African than Australian.
Can you say yes?
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
But you know what it is?
She's like, no.
Australians will say fish and chips.
Yeah.
Kiwis will say, oh, fish and chips.
Yeah.
So the I's are used.
Yeah. Or they like 6 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock.
eh?
Sucks o'clock?
Like 6
Okay.
o'clock.
There's
Okay.
one Kiwi, if not one
I
Kiwi,
thought
but
about that one.
all the Kiwis I've met, they say yes instead of yes. I'm like, back one person, I was like, hi, you're friends of Jess? They go, yes. I'm like, oh, you Kiwi. Like, how'd you know? I was like, the way you just said that just told me everything I needed to know.
What is, before we kind of like start wrapping up and everything,
Mhm.
to all the lovely ladies out there,
Oh, shit.
so they can get an idea of what you both of you are after, what are some traits that are green flags to you and what are some that are red flags?
Oh, independence is definitely a green flag.
Correct.
But like also I have like some slight traditional I guess points to me. So I definitely don't want to be dating no fucking hard ass lady. As I can do all this shit all by myself. Like, all right, you got it, homie. But you know, I kind of want, you know, some sort of feminism to them, but also that independence is definitely something that I saw my mom growing up doing, being a single mother. So you know, I just want to be able to live almost like a separate, not a separate life, but she does her own thing and I do my own thing. And then when we come together, it's just magic and it's something special rather than like constantly being together, constantly doing stuff together where we don't even have that space or that that opportunity to really find ourselves in that relationship. So independence is definitely something huge for me, but to a certain extent.
The way that they treat strangers is a big green flag for me. If they're genuine, cordial, and just an empath, especially for those outside, like I'm always going to see that as a green flag. And one of my biggest red flags is definitely, because I just had to experience this not too long ago, is if your friends are highly invested into your life and you're highly invested into theirs, I want nothing to do with you.
What do you mean by that?
In the sense that
I'm going to be single forever.
Are we invested?
no. Like in the sense where, like, for instance,
I can
yeah, help me.
So basically, I got you right here. So like everybody has their friends that they rely on, that they speak to, right? And it's like as soon as that one friend starts kind of overstepping that boundary and starts saying things that doesn't really make sense towards a relationship, but she's believing them 100%.
That's where my issue
Then
lies.
like that's the issue, because
Right.
now your friend isn't really being a friend. Your friend is now trying to essentially
Sabotage.
sabotage and take you off of themselves and not realize that you're also in a relationship.
Yes. I've spoken a little bit about this, where as I've gotten older, the way I pick my friends, I try and choose very wisely, in the sense I want friends in my life that when I do have a partner, and guaranteed there's going to be times where you just collide and you know you can't see eye to eye on something, that when I go to my friends hold me accountable and go, I understand how you're feeling, but you need to see it from his point of view, and again hold me accountable. And I think it's very important that I pick a man who has the same type of friends and family that hold him accountable and go, hey, we understand this is making you feel a certain way, but you got to see it from her point of view. And I think that creates a strong foundation to make a really healthy relationship with your partner, but also a healthy relationship with your partner and your friends, and that they can all come together and respect one another and appreciate one another. And I think a very toxic trait in a friendship is when a friend is insecure or scared of losing you as a friend, so they sabotage anyone else who comes close to you, which I've had those people in my life. And they tend to be the friends that love bomb you the most, but try and get in your head that everyone else is against you or not there for you or doesn't love you as much as them. They're the friends I now stay away from.
Yeah. Indulging in the bitching session.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Like, I want to come to my friends and be able to vent about my guy and be like, he's being such an idiot. And my friend's like, all right, we hear you, but we love him. He's great. Get over it.
Yeah.
Pull your head in.
Yeah.
And that's
I feel like we're like that with our friends. Like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, you tripping right now? Leave her alone.
Yeah.
And like that's literally how
Yeah.
we come, especially with our homies, and they come like that, vice versa with
Yeah.
us too. Like, yo, bro, I think you're taking that a little bit
too far.
a little
Yeah.
bit too far. Like, I think you need to chill
You
out.
need to
Yeah.
show, like you're overthinking that.
Like friends shouldn't jump on the bandwagon of just hating because you're in your heightened emotions. But in saying that, it's very important that if you are in a toxic relationships, that you trust that your friends have your back and are trying to let you see that you are being disrespected. So I think there's also
A fine line,
but it's again having the trust that you've picked the right friends around you
for sure.
where you can truly trust what they're telling you and that they're being there for you and they have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
You know? I think
I
that's
agree.
also very important.
I agree. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
You dropped a lot of gems on me.
Monica's very wise.
Well, my name does mean advisor, and I've had many therapists and psychics tell me, they go, you give really good advice, but your delivery is a little blunt. And I was like,
I think that's just you being Australian.
Less filters.
Yeah, straight to the point.
yeah,
Like a knife.
like a knife.
Cut deep.
Well, we really appreciate you both coming on. This has been so much fun.
Thank
It
you.
was really
Appreciate
fun.
the time.
Thank you for having us. This
Thank
is
you for
great.
having us.
Yeah, I've learned
Much
a lot about
obliged.
you guys.
So much,
Yeah.
and appreciate you both being so candid and transparent and honest. And
Maybe we'll see you on another show.
definitely, I
Absolutely
hope
not.
so.
The Bachelor with a rose.
The challenge is putting CT in a headlock.
This guy over here.
I love it.
But this was great. I really, really
Yeah,
do
appreciate you guys for
inviting
having us on.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Of course.
We'll have to have you back in a couple of months, get an update on your dating lives.
I'll still be single.
Look, like I said, I'm in my selfish prince era. I'm staying single.
I need to link that book as well so everyone can
do.
read it.
Yeah, actually, can you send me the link
Yeah.
so that I can read it?
I explained that to my mom, by the way, and she goes, "Wow, that makes so much sense." And-
See?
yeah, and then I explained it to a couple of members from the athletic clubs, and she goes, "That sounds exactly like my husband." And I literally go,
Read the book.
"There you go."
There you go.
Boom.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.